What's up, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of the Livestream. Livestream number 9, I
Number
believe.
9.
Number 9. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm Raw Life. You know me. We are joined once again by Bl'Artagnan. Bl'Artagnan, how are you doing?
I am doing great, doing great. Just came in from a bike ride a bit ago and discovered that I am woefully out of shape. It was it was rough. I was like, man, I'm working really hard. Then I realized the road had slightly inclined, and I was just not prepared for that. So that was a rough discovery.
It's
But it was
always
it
a
was a
rude
fun bike ride
awakening.
aside from that crippling self-realization.
Yeah, once you go uphill, that's how it feels on live sometimes. Going downhill is easy. Going uphill is where the real trouble begins.
I live on a hill. I would have to bike up the hill too.
That's Zoey. Zoey, how are you doing?
That's me. I'm good. How are you doing, Raw?
I've been better. I've been worse.
Oh my God,
Um,
we're really just sad boy hours at the
we'll
beginning.
get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I've been better. I've been worse. Had a good weekend. Wake Forest is 4-0. You'll see that right there. Kiss the badge. Wake's 4-0. Panthers are 3-0. I mean, I can't ask for much more. Blart, other than riding a bike uphill, how'd your weekend go?
Pulling it uphill is a bit generous. It really was a slight incline, but weekend was pretty good. In-laws came up to visit, which was really nice. We haven't seen them in a hot minute, and we got to introduce my younger sister-in-law to She-Ra, Princess of Power, and that was that was just kind of a total success on our books. So it was a nice weekend, seeing some family, having a kind of relaxed time, and yeah. How about Zoe? How was your weekend?
First off, I'm also a hard shill for She-Ra, so if you haven't watched that show in the chat, I would highly recommend getting on that. Otherwise, my weekend was pretty good. Today I found a green tea brand that I thought I had never seen before in Pennsylvania since I moved from New York, where it's called Ito N. It's kind of common in like New York bodegas and stuff, but I found it today in some random place and I hadn't had one in years and it was really good. So I'm very happy about that.
What's a bodega?
Do you seriously not know what a bodega
Am
is?
I? I mean, am
You
I out of
raw
town?
bumpkin.
Am I?
Hi,
Am I?
Blind Eye. Welcome.
Blind Eye in the chat. Hey, Blind Eye, real quick, got a shout out, Blind Eye. Uh, 2 days. 2 days, my friend. That's my brother in Zidane fandom. But what's a bodega? I don't
I mean, like
like a
in the
like a
city, it's just like a
bath.
corner store or a deli.
They have like showers or like
Not usually. It has like some
It
home
has
goods,
like
some
gas
food, some
station food
sandwiches.
and cigarettes and stuff like that. I don't
Usually a
know.
cat or two, depending on the health code situation in your area.
Yeah,
it's a,
you'll see a couple cats.
it's a gas station. What do you? I mean, it's a gas station.
It's
It's a
not a
gas
gas
station
station
without
though.
the
It's a
without the gas you can
store,
hold.
but it has
Convenience
like a
store.
gas station type level of food in it.
Convenience store.
There you go.
And you guys are
Sure.
acting like I'm. You guys are acting like I'm crazy. I don't know what a bodega. Sounds like some sort of bath, like a bathhouse. I don't know what you guys are getting into up there, Yankees.
City Slickers.
Um,
You country bumpkin. That's all
some
I have to say to that.
some girl says, "Are you thinking of truck stops?" I'm thinking of like a. I guess truck stops have showers. I just don't. I've never heard of bodega. I'm from the good part of the country.
It might be. Oh my God. Okay.
Um,
It might be a New York regional thing. So let's move on from that.
yeah. So, Blart, what did you do? You already went, Zoe. You
Yeah.
found some tea.
I did find some tea and it was good.
I did the same thing I always do. Mowed the yard a little bit and watched football. So that was fine. But we did get some in-game events to talk about, did we not? The final Lufenia came with some characters. Everyone's
The end of
freaking
an
out.
era.
It is the end of an era. That's what this White Claw. I'm going to dedicate this White Claw. End of Lufenia. We hardly knew you. We did not love you. But this is the last one, right?
It is the last one. We are out of Lufenias and into Lufenia Plus.
Thank God.
Which is really it's Lufenia with just a plus sign on the end. That's the only difference, right? They just added a plus sign.
It's very hard in all caps. Very hard.
Hey Raw, some girl just redeemed Hydrate for 100 points. What does that mean? I have no idea.
We got new channel points, everybody. You can earn materia by watching this fantastic entertainment hour, and then you can redeem them to make us do silly things. For example, hydrate for 100. Let me pay you right there, some girl. While we wait, we hydrate. Posture check, 100 materia. I'll sit up straight, help my back out. Time out. I will time out you. I'll time you out, and you have to pay us for it. Set Raw Life's friend unit. You can make me set a friend unit for 24 hours. Whoever you want. I mean, I have all the characters. I don't have them built, but...
He said Freya, so you're Freya guy for 24 hours.
Did he do it?
Yeah.
He did indeed do it. You also have you got 2 different hydrates, which is great, because hydration is important.
Drink your water, cats.
Wait a second. I guess we really underestimated the value of a channel point, of a materia.
You do this every time. We don't do
as
anything.
a team. Okay, here we go. Blart, can you step in here? Come on. She's always coming at me. She's always beating me down.
The thing is, the reason I've been so quiet is this whole time I've been chugging water like a madman.
Yeah, hydrate.
You can't see it because I'm not on camera, but I have this cup with a straw right here. And man, this is refreshing ass water.
You sound like when you had your nose surgery, Blart. You drink water through your nose? Is that how they do it in up north at the bodegas?
Oh, sorry, I pushed to talk. Jesus. No. The answer to that is no. I did not do that. That being said, you're going to be very well hydrated here. We really?
It's a work in
need
progress,
like 5
folks.
more hydrates.
Just keep on chugging.
It's a work in progress, guys. We'll keep chugging. I've got to change real quick before I get started with some co-ops. We've got to change the friend.
You need to set a Freya friend first for RVK.
I've got to set a Freya friend for RVK. That one's a one-time. Chug a beer is a one-time. Worry Chad the Frog with some bits. Thank you so much, Worry Chad. I think that Wednesday night you guys are going to get to see Worry Chad lose in a pool battle, but we'll talk about that a little bit more here coming up. Let me set my character, my friend unit. But yeah, so we got some new channel points. It's a fun time. You pay channel points, which are free. All you have to do to get channel points is spend your time. Everyone has all the time in the world. You don't have to pay any money. Just give us some time. You get to make me hydrate with White Claw. So that's new. What else?
Howdy, Indo. Just Indolent Lar joining us. That's pretty exciting stuff. You're going to be needing to chug quite a bit of water because we clearly did not put an upper limit on how frequently the hydrate thing can be used. You're probably going to need to take a break to refill at some point, but that's okay. We had a Squeck stream. I don't know if
we did have a Squeck stream.
Either of you guys get a chance to catch the Squeck stream this fine afternoon?
I was touching grass, so I did not see the Squeck stream. I caught like the highlights in Discord, I think, on my phone, but I wasn't watching the actual stream.
Serial grass toucher.
Unfortunately,
you didn't miss much. They announced Lufenia Plus. They announced BT Plus. They did give us a little view of Zidane. Zidane BT. All right, now I'm feeling better because I'm remembering they played Not Alone. They showed his BT off. The BT rotation was absolutely horrible, but they still showed it. It looks great. I think we got a quality of life. Blart, did you see the quality of life? It's like
I did, and I really do gotta stress that you better be hydrating right now, my man. Get some water.
You got like 6 more sips to do.
We have like a zillion more sips. It's
insane. Hi, Sky Splits.
Just
on
the
the show.
The next like 10 minutes just chugging the waters. Jesus. But yeah, we
water
got
mostly.
we got a quality of life that we've been looking forward to for a while now, and I'm pretty sure that it was a very intentional timing because we got auto sell, which basically means you can preset certain things to be sold as soon as you pull them, like three and 4 star items. That way you don't have to do usually in the past you would have to do the whole pull a bunch of stuff. Oh, inventory's full. Go sell, 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 sell. Okay, go back to the pulling. So now you can set it so it just automatically clears out the junk. You don't have to worry about it, which is pretty great. I'm a little salty because after like a year of never expanding my inventory space, I finally expanded it because I got tired of doing that, and now they rolled this out. So I feel like this is kind of a personal slight, but
Bad timing. Quality of life edition. Your volume is a little low, apparently, Blart, according to Soraya, so maybe check on that.
let me see what I can do there.
Yeah, did we get any other quality of lives? I think the autosell was the big one, right? They confirmed that the pandemonium seizure floors thing was going to be not happening in global. So that's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
big news, honestly,
yeah, that's
because
great.
if you watched any of the JP pandemonium videos, my God, was it tough?
Yeah, there's basically an issue where when you fought Divine Pandemonium, it looked like he was on like a fucking rave dance floor, right? And could be adversely affecting people's health. We don't want that, so they fixed that. That's good. Mino says in chat that they did do a co-op alert quality of life. This one is like if you're sitting there waiting for someone to join your co-op, it'll like vibrate your phone basically if if people join or whatever. So that's nice. Couple quality of lives. The auto sell for me, I think that's mostly just to let people hoard. It's enabling hoarders, so I don't love that one. You guys should all maximize your gear slots. There's no reason not to. Grow up. And that's pretty much all we got on the stream, but there were some murmurs of some movement. Zidane coming out, Ishtola's coming out, Ace is coming out, so you would expect Zach LD to come out, our favorite Final Fantasy VII character, and apparently he may be moved around a little bit. Think Aphmau and Setzer. So in JP, they have a little different schedule than us. Obviously, they do different, a different anniversary time and a different, holidays and shit. So we're not going to get 2 anniversaries every year, and we're not going to get 2 holiday every year. So
unfortunately,
yeah, so he may be delayed. Zoey, what do you think about everything changing all the time? Are you scared? Are you feeling kind of unstable?
I'm shaking in my boots, Raw. This is too tough for me. I think I'm gonna quit the game. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it seems like people are a little upset that we're not going to follow the JP timeline exactly. Zach will come. Aphmau came early. We'll talk about that in a second. But Blart, what did you think about the stream? Do you have anything to add about the quality of lives or the timeline shakeup?
Yeah, I mean, quality of life is always nice. We like getting a smoother gameplay experience one way or the other. Not having to do as much fiddly selling is nice. They also expanded the number of selectable items to 50 from 30 for selling, which is kind of weird to me because it's like, well, we already turned. I mean, I felt like one or the other would have been nice, and rolling them out at the same time together felt a little bit like, oh, I mean, okay, I'll take it, but like, I feel like I'm only really going to take advantage of one of these at a time. But it's all good. Beyond that, I mean, a lot of the stuff we already knew about. The time traveler. Oh, also real quick, let me know if the volume, Soraya, is any better.
I said you're quieter.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. It's yeah. We you were a little too quiet, so we lowered you even lower.
Okay, we're figuring this stuff out. This is what I was talking about when I was
working through it.
Are you gonna hit the start button on that co-op, by the way? I have to ask.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to these poor people. We just got to follow. Thank you so much for the follow, Zero Productions. We appreciate that. Look at that beautiful Vivi costume. Holy wow.
Zero production's more like zero production value from us right now.
Listen, whenever Blart talks, you guys just cover your ears and put in earphones and listen much more tightly. And then when we talk, you know. Oh shit, Yuffie that's a costume.
Yeah, that's her Advent Children costume, maybe? I don't
Am I
know.
tripping right now?
She's had it for a while, I
I didn't
think.
know that.
Yeah, so I guess we should start talking about the characters that happened in our goodbye to Lufenia. So
Rest in peace.
he's in ASMR mode. Hey Deathly, how's it going?
Why is this happening?
You're so quiet. It sounds like you're like in another room talking to us.
Wait, seriously? It's gotten even more quiet?
No, it's good now. It's
You
alright.
sound fine to us. It just depends on if it's in the stream showing up.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
because I'm
just
playing around with
scream.
all sorts of different volume settings here, and I'm very confused and scared.
Yeah, just scream whenever you're talking.
Don't do that.
We'll go straight into who came with this final Lufenia. Vivi got a little bit. Didn't he? He got something.
Yeah, he got
Yes.
LP boards.
BB got
Yeah.
LD boards, which I would love to talk about if you guys could actually hear me.
Here, let's turn the game down, and then we can hear you better.
Lord. Oh yeah, and a rework as well, which I'd forgotten about because I kind of lumped them in together. We've been getting so many straight up LD boards.
Yeah,
without
the
reworks.
LD board reworks and the reworks kind of blend together at this point.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Mino, for the tip. Anyway,
I'm cracking up. Blart, you're such an adult. Thank you. You handled that so well.
in any case,
What did Vivi get? What did Vivi get, man? Tell me about Vivi.
So Vivi got a rework with Fire Plus now is an AoE Brave attack with splash damage on the HP attack, so it's not a full split AoE attack, but it's still single target with splash, but the AoE Brave hits mean it's going to hit more enemies. It's functionally more hits in an AoE fight, which is nice. And it leans into his AoE nature better with his Meteor and LD. The fact that all of his skills were single target was kind of awkward for a while. His focus is now instant turn rate, which is pretty cool, and it batteries him after, so you can kind of do a focus into fire once. Apparently, I'm just completely mute right now, and I don't know.
They're fucking with you, Blart. They're fucking with you. Shadowheart gifted a sub to Haunted Finny. 2 friends of the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with
I
us.
don't
I
think they're
fucking
screwing with
I think
him.
There's something wrong with my volume again.
They can hear you, but your volume's going further down as you speak. Which is, I don't know how that could be happening. We're getting fucked with. Blart, could you just go outside and scream into your mic?
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, you're going way down.
Wait, I'm even lower now.
I turned you up in Discord.
No.
All right, you guys, give him a test, and we'll get back to it. Give him a test.
Jesus, I'm just trying my best here, but what the hell?
Now I can hear myself talking.
Is any... Are you kidding me?
I can hear myself talking, Blart. C-Sam said it's better, though. Just make sure you can't hear me talking and a reverberation echo, and we'll be so good.
Well, that's because you rose the volume on your end, isn't it? Because you're the streamer. Oh my god.
It's in my earphones. I'm a pro.
Did that do too much? Is that what happened
You
here?
sound great now. And I can't hear yourself. Wow, that is working through things live on the air. That's live TV, baby. I'm hyped up now. I think you sound great.
I hate this. This is.
Bart, give me a test.
I hate this. This is.
Bart, give me a test.
Okay.
We're echoing again?
Yeah, it's echoing. I can hear myself talking when Blart talks. Or I can hear myself talking through Blart.
This is a veritable clown fiesta of a stream, I have to say. I apologize, guys.
No, that sounded great.
No, it didn't. I can hear the stream now.
You can hear the stream? No, you're good now.
Say some stuff.
Roll with the punches, man. You're all good. I think you're on push to talk anyway, so. Oh shit! I just started this co-op by myself.
This is really just a classic raw life stream. We're giving you the OG experience. That's so
Oh
weird.
yes, let's do this. Blart, we can't hear
Yes,
myself
we were
echoing
talking
now.
about
Just,
Vivi.
huh?
Is he gonna? Can we hear him now? Can he finish talking about Vivi and
Yeah,
get this
yeah. Let's keep
back on
moving.
track? Maybe.
Yeah. So Vivi. Jesus. Um, okay. The last thing is that his LD boards basically gave him a bunch of HP damage and weakness damage up on his overhead. I think that's about it. He's the same mage. He does a bunch of fire and dark damage. He kills your party if you're not careful, and there's not much more to it.
Yeah, I think Blart's having some issues with his headphones. I don't know if he's in headphones or what, but we're gonna let Blart figure that out, and we'll move on to the other side of the final Lufenia. A little secret surprise. We got Aphmau early. How fun was that? Everybody loves Aphmau. She's half of the Aphmau Sid Reigns Ultra combo. Zoey, I think that you're a Aphmau fan. Is that right?
I am an Aphmau fan.
Tell me about
She was
Aphmau.
she was on my first banner that I ever played in the game with as an EX character, but still. So I've got some fond memories of using Aphmau, and she got herself a new LD, which is apparently kind of controversial, although I don't really know why. Seems like a pretty good upgrade to me. I think it is a little bit like difficult to see why it's powerful without Sid Reigns, to be blunt, which is what everybody hyped her for. But we have characters that exist in the game currently that work with her. But let's go over the kit first. So basically, what the LD is going to be giving her is she's going to be providing self brave damage, which doesn't matter a ton, to be honest. And she's also going to be doing some party HP damage up. It's like, I think it's 10%. So nothing too particularly notable, but just a little bit to try and keep her auras sort of relevant, even though the turn manipulation is the biggest part of her kit. And in her LD, she can grant the buff Tactical Switch to any character in your party for 4 turns, one at a time. It can't be extended. And what this buff does is that after Aphmau's turn, the paired character is going to warp right after Aphmau. So it's one of the strongest turn manipulation abilities we've ever seen in the game, or at least I've ever seen in the game. I can't really talk about like the past because I have not been playing this game very long, but
Noob.
I am Babby still. But basically, its main use is to speed up slow, heavy damaging, or it's to speed up slow, high damage per turn DPS characters. So Vaughn is probably the most powerful current global character that she pairs well with, because the thing about Aphmau is she has a lot of framed buffs for the party, so that can sometimes be a little bit of a tricky place to team build with her. But Vaughn is a character without, as far as I know, Vaughn doesn't have any turn jumping or high turn rate skills in his kit, right? I'm pretty sure he's just like an attack as he gets his turn character. So if Aphmau, whose EX Plus already gives her the double free turns from her overhead icon, which the LD also grants her, I think I forgot to mention that. That's what Aphmau is going to be doing. So she's just going to be continuously bringing up your DPS character with her free turns and making it so that 0-turn boss runs are much more possible, or if you're not 0-turning even, you can just give them way less room to work with while you slam on them hard with your DPS. And I think she does a very good job at that. The tactical switch buff also gives the linked character HP damage up. So her auras aren't incredible, but she at least brings you a 30% HP damage up on the linked character, which is pretty respectable. I mean, that's a 5-stack Kurosame debuff equivalent. So as long as you're bringing in some other modifiers for either Brave Gains or Brave Damage, then she can be a very effective kind of a third slot type character with the turn manipulation. And yeah, I'm a big fan of her kit. And I think that because as we know, Aphmau released early. And I think that what I've said people in Discord is that I think she released perfectly for the time and the meta she was placed in, which means that Sync and Sid Reigns are two DPS characters coming up in Zidane cycle that really play well with her. So those will be some fun combos if most people are going to be picking up Sid Reigns, and I think some people are going to be picking up Sync. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people do with Aphmau.
I think a lot of people are gonna pick up Sync. She's a lot more hyped than she was when she came around back in the day. But yeah, Aphmau. If you're watching the action on screen, we're seeing Ice Hazard is dominating with Aphmau right now. I don't know how her kit works at all, so it looks like he's doing fantastically, or they are doing fantastically. Kind of like Zoey mentioned, Aphmau is half of the new power team. The first Terra Young walked, so Aphmau Sid Reigns can run. Basically, you're
Aphmau, yep.
Sid Mao, so uh, you can make Sid Reigns just absolutely destroy everything in your path. If you are scared about Lufenia Plus, we'll go into this a little bit more later, but if you're scared about Lufenia Plus, I cannot recommend Aphmau enough. It's fun to do your best on a fight and bring this guy, this unit. But when it comes down to it, there's going to be some fights that, especially if you're a newer player, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to clear. They're going to be tough to get all the rewards. And Sid Reigns and Aphmau, not speaking from experience, but from everything I heard from the trusted sources, that's the next big combo. So if you can spare for Aphmau, I know she came a little bit surprisingly. She was supposed to be later on during Zidane cycle, but throw some tickets. Try to grab that LD. She may make your life easier down the road. And like Blind Eye just said in chat, if you're scared of Lufenia Plus, you really need to pull on Zidane.
Yes, CSDX brought up something good in chat that you do kind of want to avoid the unit you link with taking a turn before Aphmau has finished her reactions, because they will tick a turn on her tactical switch buff without getting the free turn warp, obviously. So try to minimize it to either like one turn or no turns with that. Like for some faster fights, people will just like straight up do the classic Aphmau like EX plus rotation with the double free hits from the puppets, and then they'll go straight into another LD depending on how strict the fight is, reduction / turn count wise. So there's like room to play around it, but if Aphmau can jump up, or if your character gets to later for some reason, those can be like good times to fix up the tactical switch buff.
Yes. So pull Aphmau. Is basically what we're getting at. Anyway, so these guys came with a fight. It was the final Lufenia fight. Lufenia Plus is right around the corner, and we're all a little terrified, but it'll be fine. Luckily, they gave us kind of a fun little goodbye to Lufenia. You fight, it's 2 waves, which is kind of annoying always, but you fight 3 Mastodons from Final Fantasy IX, and then you fight 3, wait, how do I get these guys to all get invited? There you go. And then you fight 2 Tiamats. Tiamats have to take a turn, or else they'll just blow you up or some shit. I don't know, because I always let them take a turn. So let them take a turn before you get into it. And there's some girl. And Frog. Reno is not boosted. I repeat.
Classic Frog.
Reno is not boosted. Frog's going to get to use his Zell. Frog is a big Zell fan. Anyway, back to the fight. That's about it. It's fun. The orb is fire, right? You have to do 150k. Some girl, I know how to start. You have to do 150k fire damage to tick the orb. It goes away at 79, comes back at 49. All standard stuff. I think Blart. I'll put Blart and Zoey's YouTube. I think they both did runs on their YouTube for this fight. So we'll start with Blart. Are you back and good to go, man?
I hope so. It sounded like I was okay. Guys, let me know how this is sounding.
Yeah, you sound good on our end, so hopefully in the chat it's working out.
Yep, no
All
more
right.
echo. So who did you bring?
So I did a couple runs with this. The basic gist was you want to clear the first wave, and then you want to one turn the second wave. So what did I use? I think one of them I used VV and Titus X Death, and just kind of X Death BT effect plus Titus was kind of stupid. Ignis, Strago, Ash did some kind of turn jumping shenanigans. I've seen some great use of Agrius here. Agrius is fantastic in this fight for just kind of locking folks out, locking the dudes out. Yeah, it's not a difficult Lufenia because aside from the soul requirements, aside from the orb requirement and the whole like let them take one turn thing, and it's not a very devastating turn. It's a zero boss turn fight effectively. You just bring the standard kind of teams that you normally use to shut them down, and that would do it.
Yeah, Zoey. Who did you bring on your final Lufenia?
Long have I waited for this moment. I brought my girl, my flautist, Blue Deuce, and I paired her with a Meditellian and Cloud of Darkness. So I went for a pretty simple delay delete strategy. I gave them their mandated one turn, and that was that. I used a Reno Call, which is a tip I picked up from Clay. Shout out Clay, Dystopia, good guy, good stuff on his channel and everything. And that basically blocks their debuffs they apply with pyramids. So they didn't get to do anything to me. And then I sent them to the Shadow Realm with Italian's deletes, kind of spammed those. Brought Una friend in. I think I brought your Una friend in actually raw, or it might have been someone else.
No,
I forget for the
it was because we
recording.
talked about it in Discord.
It might have been, but yeah, wow. I forget. But anyway, Deuce hit like 150k on her LD in summon with like a Una BT effect and 2 blue armors. So that was a very fun moment for me.
DPS
Cloud of
Deuce.
Darkness, still incredible. Had like a 2 million burst phase, and they like chewed an entire 800k HP shield in the burst phase. It was really awesome. And yeah, it was a really fun run. So I kind of like was glad to get a little bit of a showcase for her out like way too late, but better late than never. Blart, who'd you run?
Sorry, yeah, it was the only team of note that I ran was Ignis, Queen, and Strago, because Queen and Ignis is a really funny synergy because you can go Ignis EX, pull Strago up, Strago attack, Queen LD, pull Strago up, Strago attack, Ignis EX from recharge from Queen, Strago attack, and Strago actually ties into the Aphmau thing in that there's certain units who really want to take turns and don't naturally get a lot of them. Aphmau is really great with those units. Strago's a weird one because he has 3 buffs, so she can't maximize the buffs on him, but like that's something I wanted to mention while I was solving my audio issues. Was Aphmau is all about units who want to take more turns than they normally get, and it enables those units to just take more turns when they don't naturally do so.
Yeah, like a good tip for Aphmau is you can drop her, I believe it's her Brave attack, the upgraded one. The buff on that one is fine tuning, and it's the defensive version of the buff. So if you're like trying to make her work with a character that has 3 framed buffs, then I think that's the one you want to go to drop, and you just click the, oh my gosh, I always mix up the puppet names. It's the second HP attack. I think that's Ovjang or Ovyang or however you pronounce it. And you'll only put optimization on, which is the attack and speed buff. So that's kind of the way to just try and like fit more characters into your Aphmau teams. It's very doable. It sounds a little trickier than it is. Listen, I haven't played 11.
Just ignore.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Mino is volatile tonight. We're gonna ignore. Shout out Bard, Dystopia Bard in the. I thought he was gonna bring the X Death. He brought VV. That's fine. 2 things I want to get off my chest. Number 1, this is way too hard to find to send your friends a request in this game. I'm not good at computers. I don't understand how it
Is
works.
it?
It frustrates me. I clicked request before I clicked like the other button twice. It was a whole thing. Um, Another thing I want to address chat. CSAM and Mino said that I said 250k. I may have. If I said 250k fire damage, that is not true. That is fake news. The orb is 150k fire damage. If it was 250k, this would have been really tough because my team was Garland. Shout out Garland. Queen and Agrius. Blue Agrius, of course. Queen with her buff upkeep, she can refresh her buffs, keep them going the whole fight. So Lulu call on Queen kept her fire enchant the entire fight. So she dealt with the orb single-handedly. It's not 250k, it's 150k damage, and she can get that off pretty easily on 2 targets if you use her LD, or sometimes if she's battered, you can use Devastate when she's in her crazy mode. But it was the final Lufenia. Everybody brought some fun teams, and we're moving on now. We are.
I do have a fun bit of trivia for the fight.
Okay.
The orb is that you have to deal fire damage and 250k, or sorry, 150k HP damage. Jesus, you've cursed me. But the reason I say that is, speaking of curse, because those are 2 separate technical conditions, you don't have to deal 150k like brave fire damage. Xeth can be enchanted with fire, counts as dealing fire damage even though he deals 0 brave damage. And then if he deals 150k HP damage, it still kicks up the orb, which I just think is really funny. Because at first I was like, oh, they neutered him in his own. He can't affect the orb. That's so lame. Because in the Zell thing was the same thing. Why would they do that in his cycle? But he actually can, and I just that tickles my fancy. I'm just like, that's a silly thing for it to do.
Yeah, get your Lulu X Death runs ready.
Yes.
I saw a couple people bring Lulu. Really brave, and they made it work. So, good on them. This was the last Lufenia. Rest in peace. We're moving on, guys. Lufenia Plus, right around the corner. The stream today kind of brought up BT Plus as the new weapon. I know everybody here already knows about that. But one of the things we kind of skipped over on the Squex stream, starting with the next fight, I guess, when you clear the Lufenia Plus, the Lufenia is cleared. And when you clear the challenge quests, the Chaos is cleared. So for all the other quality of lives that we got that were questionable at best, for me, that's the best one. You go and as soon as you unlock the Chaos, go to the challenge quest, beat it, get your burst token, and the Chaos is cleared. Unlocks Lufenia and Lufenia Plus. You beat the Lufenia, get your BT ingots, and the Lufenia is cleared. So that's a welcome change, in my opinion. But that's it. We're moving on to BT Plus and Lufenia Plus. With, drumroll please, Zidane
I'm doing a drum roll. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm doing one for you.
But I'm not doing that.
Zidane is coming. He's coming with an LD. He's coming with a BT. And I, personally, would like to implore everyone in the chat, pull for Zidane. Why not Zidane? Green Zidane. He's getting totally new mechanics. Basically, his LD is going to let him delete turns. He'll throw on debuffs every action he does. Skill 1, Skill 2, LD. And against debuff enemies, he hits weakness. I'm not looking at my notes, but trust me when I say he's a freak beast. His BT effect is also gnarly, and I guess we can't green him immediately, but we'll be able to green him soon. We're not getting the ingots that JP got out of the gate, but his LD, when he breaks an enemy, he gets an instant free turn and deletes their turn. It's 14 turns for each LD use, so he's basically the whole fight deleting turns. Okay, you don't want to deal with enemies in Lufenia Plus. You just want to Get them out of your face. Delete all their turns. Brave damage up. HP damage up. Bard, who's kind of a Zidane hater, I'm not going to lie. He did a great video on Dystopia. Check them out on YouTube. I don't have it linked, but he did a great video with Clay, and Clay had to interrupt him and give him the actual rundown of Zidane's kit. And check that on YouTube if you're on the fence. Y'shtola's coming, but hey, Zidane. Who are you guys going to green first?
Well, I'm probably going to green Y'shtola because A, I already have the burst, and B, I'm pretty sure those Brave Game ups from her BT are going to be great with X-Def. I will say that Zidane has some appeal to me. I'm seeing some pushback in the chat that I do want to address because I think it's valid, but Zidane for me, it's the standard, break, extra turn, big damage shenanigans that we're coming to expect from dudes like Zell, like, Lightning, like Cloud of Darkness, the usual suspect. But on top of that, he also brings the delete, which is a relatively unique mechanic. We only have 3 deleters in the game, and one of them, Ultimisia, doesn't really count. Like, she'll get the job done in a pinch. I think that having a roster that's diverse and able to do a number of different things is important and useful. So having an offensive character who can delete is very powerful, and having them also be a good damage dealer with some respectable generic debuffs on top of that is real solid. I think Zidane gives a lot of... he brings a lot of good things to the table and kind of adds to the roster. The one thing I do want to address is it is true that he's going to be potentially a liability if you're not careful for a lot of the fights coming up where you have to give the bosses his turns periodically, otherwise they warp and just kind of womp you. And so we've seen cases like that. With Lightning, we had to deal with the Camelot fight during her saga, things like that, or during her cycle, things like that. So you can't just brain dead murder to Lufenia plus with infinite turn deletes. You're gonna have to be a little bit smarter than that, but it's gonna give you some breathing room. And I think overall it's a good character with some solid damage, and the burst effect lets him heal, which is just okay. I'm cool. I love bursts where having the burst adds a new dimension to the character. So I'm there for it.
His BT effect when he steals it's called Steal Elixir. First off, I am in the business of defending Zidane, so let me counter that. Yes, you don't want to delete turns all the way away. Luckily, his delete only comes into play when he breaks, okay? And it's a single target delete. So he's going to be able to pick and choose when he deletes someone. If they have to have a turn, don't delete their turn. Don't break them with Zidane. And the heal is incredible, especially if you green him. The heal, Steal Elixir, he's going to 100% party heal, first off. He's not a healer. He 100% party heals. And then any excess heal goes to Brave. And then if he's greened, he's going to then battery your party 100% of their max Brave. He's a Swiss Army knife. Okay? You're going to face a lot of tough challenges in Lufenia Plus that require different things. You don't want to delete turns. Don't delete the turns with Zidane. Just be a little more careful with your breaks. All jokes aside, though, Y'shtola's great, too. Y'shtola, Brave Gain Up, all that fun stuff. Depending on your roster, make a smart decision. Bart's is coming up. Ace is coming up. I think Bart's is probably the no-brainer when it comes to greens. He's like a game changer, so you may end up wanting Bart's green. And keep in mind, Black Cloud, Black Nero did a great YouTube video on this. These resources are limited. It looks that they're really, really limited because apparently we're not going to get the same number that JP got even off the bat. But be careful with those greens. You don't want to green someone and then end up not using them at all. You've wasted those resources, and they're very limited, much more limited than blues. So all you serial bluers out there, be careful with your greens. I don't know if Daniel's
Feeling very attacked right now.
I don't know if Daniel's
I've seen a lot of
I've
seen a lot of questionable blues out there in my time. So you got the blue is supposed to be a sign of commitment. The green is a sign of extra commitment. That's Mino's putting that, put it in the chat. You can only get 1.5 green beat bursts a month, which I don't know if the 1.52 whatever the number is. That's not very many, and so you got to be real selective about who it's going to be. Even to this day in JP, like people, I think what it was, they had like maybe a third of the total available BTs were greenable just by nature of how many ingots they were giving you. So you got to be real thoughtful
Yeah,
about it.
it's in that range. It might be a little bit higher, but that's like a good ballpark for it. I remember when 30 BTs were released, free to play, you could have gotten about 10 of them, so it's like around that.
The thing to also consider though is that while they're going to be they are super rare, most of them, especially most of the new ones, will be good and worthwhile. Some of the returning ones are kind of on the weak side. I'm already regretting the green Golbez BT that I'll be getting, but a lot of the newer ones are going to be powerful. So like right now in this first 4 months, Zidane, Ishtola, Ace, Bartz, these are all really good characters, and if you like the character and enjoy their playstyle, they're going to be good. They're going to be good enough that if you do green them and are committed to using them, you're not going to find yourself like, oh, I just don't have the power in my roster. Oh, I wasted my ingots on something weak, and now like my roster's handicapped. It's not going to be like that. I can't say the same thing. And like if you green Onion Knight, I'm like, okay, good job. That might not be the way to go, but that's the thinking here. Think carefully because you're kind of stuck with that decision. But if you believe that you're going to enjoy that decision for the long haul, you're not going to be handicapping yourself by doing it.
Yeah, personal preference is super key here. It's all play style and team building and what kind of teams you plan to run. For Lufenia Plus, a lot of players found themselves like picking an archetype and kind of building around that, whether it be like the classic Aphmau Sid Bart's teams or Ace style Brave Games. Well, Ace is pretty flexible, so he can kind of go anywhere, which is why I am going to be pushing all that Ace propaganda. But you've got your Brave Game teams and battery focuses with Ishtola, who's also a little bit more flexible than that. Like, just she kind of gets reduced to 50% Brave Gain up sometimes, which is her biggest thing, but she has some other stuff she does. And Zidane is like I'd say the jack of all trades character in this bunch, but it's really just who you like. So
Shadowheart said, "Blue is renting, but green is eminent domain."
that's pretty fair.
Yeah, keep that in mind as you move on into this new and terrifying.
God, violence in the chat all day today.
Mino's just I think he's had a bad day or something. He's just ruthlessly um, attacking Amen, who's not even here, first off. But yeah, so be careful. Be careful with your greens. I know you weren't careful with your blues, pretty much everyone, but be careful with your greens.
Just consider this. Until you find a fight where you actually can't beat the fight with your current roster, you can always go back and green something afterwards. There's no penalty for waiting to green a thing. So don't feel pressured to spend just because like, oh, burst plus, it's time to green. It's not necessarily if you're on the fence, try the fights, see what you need. It's similar to pulling. Try the fight before you pull, and try the fight before you green.
Yeah, and also playing into the pull plans, green plans, things are going to change. I mean, it looks like potentially Zach may not be where we thought he was going to be. Excuse me.
Potentially,
Potentially, we don't know for sure.
I kind of hate speculation like this.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we don't know. But
it is possible that what people are talking about is that there were 8 free polls listed on the Swexstream slide for the month of October, which suggests that it's going to be the 2 BT Plus banners in Zidane and Ace cycles, and the 2 banners that are going to be on like for the lost chapters and the other events and stuff, which is 8 total. That doesn't leave the campaign banner, which I think had Zach and Ash, if I want to remember correctly.
Yeah. But also in the chat. Oh, holy good God, Goose has gifted 5 subs in the chat. Shout out Goose. You guys check out his YouTube. Goose has as the game grows and matures, so must we. Goose is the legend who got the 30-second character breakdowns out for the last couple months, and then Now we're moving into a little bit more complex kits, and so he's doing 60 seconds. 60 seconds is still no time at all. You're not going to waste your time all day with all this information overload. Goose, the man, gives you exactly what you need in a short amount of time. Thank you so much, Goose. You guys check him out on YouTube. We really appreciate the support, my friend.
I'm so proud of him.
I'm so proud too. Oh my God, just out of nowhere, like a bat out of hell, found his niche. Short, quick, succinct, funny. This is what you need to know about the character. This is what you need to know about the kit.
Also, on top of that, if you haven't checked out his channel, on top of that, he also does some very creative challenge runs with some very relaxing piano music and his incredibly soothing British voice commentating with some insightful and entertaining commentary. So I really highly recommend Goose as basically required viewing for anyone who likes the DFFOO YouTube scene.
Or if you like English accents, which, I mean, everyone likes English accents. I do want to touch on... Oh, shit, I just pressed the wrong button. I'm cheesing with Lufenia for content right now. This is really impressive.
I didn't even realize you started Lufenia. I haven't been paying attention. I've just been reading the chat.
It's really bad. But I wanted to kind of touch upon the furor, or the
What?
Furor? Like the
No, definitely not that. It's the fervor. Jesus, the fervor.
What did I say?
We're not going to repeat it.
The fervor.
Fervor. Fervor.
That's what I said. There you go. The fervor in the community right now. When things don't go exactly as JP goes. Don't want to make anyone upset. I understand. People have pool plans. But a lot of people are really upset that we are not following JP to a T. Started with Setzer. Setzer did not come when he was supposed to, but he came right after. Aphmau got moved up. I don't think I ever really touched on Zach, though. One of the things that was mentioned about Zach on the stream today was that people were in chat specifically asking about him. And what's his name? Joshua said, hey, things change. We're not always following the exact because of campaign banners, so don't expect anything unless it's announced, basically. So there was a little bit of a hint from him to not expect Zach where he was, because the whole chat was talking about Zach. But Zoey, I'll start with you. How do you feel about the fervor over the
So, according to some girl, furor, which you said, I think did you know that furor was, apparently it's also a word? I didn't know that. I was wondering if you mispronounced fervor or you actually knew fur was a word.
I was trying to say fur. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me see chat. It's F-U-R-O-R. Yeah, furor.
Okay, so,
it's a furor.
Okay, so me and Blart were being douchebags for jumping on you,
Oh,
so I apologize
wow, what's
for
new?
that.
What's new? Honestly, what's new? Please, continue.
Usual suspects. Anyway, I think it's fine. I don't have a super strong opinion either way. Global's a different game. It's gonna do what the devs are gonna do. And as a player, you just kind of gotta roll with the punches and like, just complain if something's legitimately shitty and don't complain if something isn't. Because like, for example, Fix Kadaj, we know and love it. That was a real complaint that people were mad about and that people rightfully complained for. And then I think the Setzer banner not having a BT also fits on that, but like Aphmau getting moved, that's not really worth complaining about, is it? I don't think so. It's not like the campaign banners were always going to change for Global at some point. We got Sarah first. Like we already have a history of Global first changes. It's just like when they're changing established things, I think that gets people really riled up. So I don't know. I just think that complain when it's worth it to complain and shut the fuck up when you don't need to.
So
well said.
I think a lesson we need to take from this is that there's been a slow, gradual kind of move toward this, because I think, we look back, Galuf wasn't announced, I don't know if Aerith was announced,
Sarah wasn't announced either.
Yeah, Sarah, like these campaign banners, we've had a history of them kind of slowly moving towards seeing what they can do with it. They can get away with not announcing it. Okay, people are like, okay, it's coming, it's coming. It shows up maybe a little later than expected. We survive. The Setzer thing was a big temperature check. I wasn't a fan of them not including the BT on it, but at the end of the day, like they can do what they want there. It's up to us to take it or leave it, so to speak. And I think I feel like it's been a while since our community, since the DFO community has been used to time travelers. We've been getting a lot of GL firsts, and those have been, they've kind of replaced in our heads this kind of uncertainty because we've had time travels in the past. I know I think Thancred and Kane in the past are commonly referenced as time travels that happened. We need to kind of get used to this idea that okay, the seasonal banners aren't tied to a specific event on the event timeline. They can drop these whenever they want. They can do whatever they want with them. We have to expect that they're going to do something funky with them. And in all likelihood, that funky thing will involve trying to kind of shuffle up your plans. So I think people need to start building flexibility. And if they're going, I don't personally like the idea of planning your polls way in advance. I just like to keep a healthy enough stash that I know I can go for the units I really, really want. But for those who do plan ahead, they need to start learning from this and saying, okay, there was never a promise that these campaign banners were going to happen at XYZ time. Now I know those are going to add a level of uncertainty. And, if you look at it, any investor is going to have to build flexibility into their investment plan. No one goes into, all in on one asset class because they need to be able to ride out the different kind of changes and twists and turns the market presents. This is the same idea. You're investing in the stash. You need to look at the Aphmau banner and say, okay, well, for me, I token indexed SBT day one because I saw the banners that were coming. If they had time traveled like Lena to there, I would have been in a really awkward position and they would have caught me with my pants down. Luckily, in my case, it didn't work out that way, but that's going forward. I'm going to be a lot more careful going all in on a banner at the beginning or planning out okay, here's the banner I'm going to pull for Titus BT because, whatever. Really, there's nothing stopping them from changing the seasonal campaign banner stuff around. I say we just need to learn from it and build more flexibility into our plans.
Yeah, it's...
you first, Ra.
No, you go first.
Okay, I'll go. I was going to say, as somebody who is probably on the side of the change kind of messing with quote unquote my plans. I don't really plan super far ahead, but I skipped Tifa because I figured that I wouldn't use her a ton since I kind of leaned more towards doing challenge style runs anyway, and Tifa was just way too broken for me to be interested in her. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll get her on Aphmau, but the thing is, if I wanted Tifa, I would have gotten Tifa when she came out. The idea that Tifa, the off LD, on a lit... I'm not even going to respond to that. The idea of an off-banner LD changing, really screwing with you is tough for me because you could have always just gotten them when they were releasing, which is when you're supposed to get them. The off-banners are always kind of... Or, the second LDs are mostly consolation prizes. And okay, I got Vivi instead. Cool, I'll make Vivi work. This was always gonna Vivi or Tifa. They were both gonna be bonuses for me anyway, because I was pulling for Aphmau. So yeah, I just don't really see it.
Yeah, it's a different game. I understand a little bit of frustration, when it first happens. Seymour, Jesus Christ, Setzer was kind of threw a wrench in a lot of people's plans, and I understand that. I understand you're upset, but it's going to keep happening.
Well, Setzer didn't have a BT. That's a little bit different.
Yeah, but it's going to keep happening. We're a different game. You need to pay attention
the changes
to the
will
slides.
keep happening,
right.
Yeah. But not having a burst is shitty.
You have to pay attention to the slides. You have to see what's guaranteed to come. Obviously, we have some foresight from JP. Things that aren't always announced. They may still come. But don't get upset every single time we deviate from the path. It's not going to be the JP path. If you want JP path, play JP, and you'll see that you don't have any foresight except for the Opes every week or whenever they have them. So we have the gift of foresight, but the gift of foresight is flawed, and don't forget that. And don't put all your eggs in one basket moving forward, because this is not the last time things are going to change. If the little hints we got today are true, Zach's probably not going to be on the ace in the ace cycle, and that's okay. Josh went out of his way to kind of address chat when chat was saying the whole screen was "Where's Zach?" And he addressed it, and I think that's really cool. I think that's nice. I think you can't expect everything to go the exact same way JP did, because it's just not going to.
I agree. I don't know how much more we want to talk about this. I think I always approach this with like a wait and see kind of mindset because we don't know what's going to happen. So kind of throwing a bitch fit about it and worrying over every little thing that could happen instead of seeing what will happen. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
I think the thing to do really is to take it and learn from it, because I think like with the Setzer thing was just kind of a bit of an insult, the whole BT not being on the banner thing. But going forward, they're going to throw curveballs at us because they know, A, they know we like surprises, and B, they know what we're thinking in terms of hype cycle. They know how to, they know, oh, this banner probably gets skipped. We can make that attractive. Oh, this banner's already very hype. We could take something off that and make it more, and still get something out of it. So this is really going to hurt the people who plan their polls really, really stringently, or people who just are planning as to when they're going to get a given burst. And I think all we're really able to say here is just learn from this, build some flexibility into your plans. Expect the unexpected, take things as they come, and
don't pity Zidane burst night one like Raw Life is going to.
Come on.
God bless.
We're going to get into that too a little bit later. We'll talk about, we got plans for a Zidane night stream. I think Zoey may be joining me.
Possibly. I might have some real life commitments. We'll see.
We'll see. The last thing I want to say about this is, though, things change in global, and we love it when it's good. Look at the screen right now. I'm using Core. Core is insane. I mean, Core is just absolutely gnarly. Aranea, she was insane. When we get these global firsts, VV, LD, Vincent was good. I mean, I know that's a kind of a hot topic, but we get these things that are different from JP, and it's awesome, and everybody's excited. But then, when we don't get something that JP got right when they got it, it's a huge problem. You can't have it both ways. Things are going to change, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Just roll with the punches, and that's about all we can do. I
like to think that you put Core on this team specifically because you knew this would come up and you'd be able to illustrate the point. I thought that was a very slick move on your part, very
beautiful
intentionally
psychic abilities right there.
Using that was the reason I believe you did that. So bravo, well done.
Yes, that is called professionalism, and I am bursting with it. This is what I do. So we talked about JP differing from global. I want to get into a little bit of the BT plus plans. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I want to put you guys on the spot. I want to know what you're going to do with your ingots, what you're going to do with your BTs. We'll start with Blart. Blart, Zidane's coming on Wednesday. What are you going to do, man? Where are your gems going?
Well, Zidane is getting... I have a healthy stash of tickets. And so Zidane's going to be getting some tickets for that LD, for sure, because I think he's a pretty sweet investment overall. The actual greening is still probably, even if I happen to luck into the burst, I'm probably going for Ishola because I got that X-Death thing to run. Beyond that, are you talking like future plans or just like the immediate kind of this month sort of deal?
No, just Zidane, Ishtola, Ace, and we'll stop at Bart's because Bart seems to be the big. What are you planning with the first? Is that the first four? Am I wrong?
Yeah, for the first four, and that is them. Probably going for Ishtola and Bart's because Ishtola is the brave game meme. Plus, I just enjoy her playstyle a lot. I enjoy supports who are active. Like I don't really enjoy the aura bots who just kind of sit there and do nothing. And Ishola has a very active role that she plays in the party, which is fun. And then probably gonna go for Bart's, which I'm torn on because I like Zoey. I tend to try to avoid like the really kind of oversaturated characters who I try to pick niche things just to kind of as a form of creative expression. But Bart's is one of my favorite characters, and so I'm really torn here.
favorites over meta, even when we're talking about like avoiding the meta. I think that still holds true. So if your favorite is amazing, use your favorite.
I mean, I've been using X-Death every fight this cycle, you better believe it.
Hell yeah.
I have been really happy. I know I've been borderline insufferable with the Zidane. Zidane. I'm sorry. I grew up with Zidane. But with the Zidane, I've been a little bit insufferable. But he's my favorite. I'm so excited. He's finally going to be good. Blart, it was amazing to watch you bloom and thrive during this cycle. You really got a lot of mileage out of X-Death. Do you want to talk before we move on to Zoey's and her plans? How great was it for you to get X-Death? He was useful. They kind of tailored all the fights to him.
It was actually kind of interesting because I found that I think this is kind of this is exactly why I tend to not go for the really powerful characters. Because of the synergy, X-Death completely thrashed the stages, and his burst effect completely tore through all of the fights, and that meant that his actual playstyle that most people that I'm used to, that I enjoy, that the heavy attack down, the poison, the defensive kind of back and forth, doesn't really exist because the enemies are really pretty dangerous, and the orbs aren't the sort of orbs that you can really have a kind of casual, comfy fight against. You need to bring some way to deal with it. So I had a lot of fun annihilating them with the burst effect, but I also was like, I feel like I didn't really get to showcase X-Death. I just kind of got to showcase his burst effect because synergy is so, like, he was dealing 200k a turn from the burst effect alone from synergy stats. And so I'm looking forward to future fights where I can still use him and showcase him without it feeling like almost like a gimme, So it was a very interesting feeling there.
So you're saying you're going to keep running him. You're going to run him into Lufenia Plus.
I am. I'm not sure how many. There may be fights that my X-Death saga has always been on and off. There have been fights where it's just like this ain't gonna go well. I'm not gonna try it. It's okay, and that's okay. The thing is, sometimes a fight shows up, especially with a very specialized character. If you like a specialized character, There are gonna be fights where it's not really gonna work. If your favorite character is like Bart's or I don't know. Gladiolus, or like Freya, like really well-rounded characters, you can probably get them through basically every fight, whether it's a showcase or a carry. Sometimes it's a little bit harder. What was that, Zoey?
Yeah, you were about
I was just saying that Ace, also one of those characters you can get through basically every fight.
Exactly, great example. So yeah, that's kind of my feeling there. Zoey, what are your? I mean, I think we know one of your green plans at least, but what are you thinking of looking into this upcoming month?
Well, I am very on the fence about a couple characters. Unfortunately for raw life, Zidane has been axed for my potential choices, so I think I'm going to be skipping his banner entirely, which I'm very happy he's still letting me be on the show after this. And Ace is the only green I'm for sure going to go for. And Ace has an incredible BT and rework and LD. If you haven't seen Ace, well, I won't really go into the details of his kit. We'll save that for closer to his release time. But that's the only green I'm like 100% sure on. I'm probably going to play around with Y'shtola at 0 out of 3 just to see how I like her rework. And then I'm going to consider greening her, but I'm definitely not 100% about it. So I think I want to play with her kit a little bit before I make that big of an investment, because I did not use her very much in the Lufenia era. I only used her for like 2 fights.
I'm in a battles to the death with Mino.
You are like blood sporting it right now with Mino.
Because I finally decided, fuck this Lufenia. I really want to defend Zidane to the death.
We've been staring at the Tiamats for like 10 minutes.
I know, fuck those Tiamat. I can burst with Artitas and have core going off and kill them at some point. It's not a big deal. Just the disrespect for Zidane. I don't believe it. I will not stand for it. I'm a JP expert. I'm a trusted JP. What's the
trusted JP source?
Yes, I'm a trusted JP source. And they're asking like heals. How often do you need a full party heal? Well, not that much, but how often do you need a full battery, 100% M brave every single time he acts for 20 turns if you
High
green him.
reductions, to be fair, but still very nice.
Still nice. Throughout the whole fight, from the BT finisher, you get 10 turns. From the actual BT, you get 10 turns. Obviously, everyone who pulls him is going to green him because you're smart. But I've derailed the conversation enough. Mino, Goose, we'll handle this later. Maybe on the post show we can really get into it because I'm ready to.
Ooh, we're doing a post show today.
I'm
This is
hot.
really
I'm
spicy.
hot.
Okay.
I'm hot, man. I'm here for
Yeah.
Zidane.
He's fired up.
I'm all fired up, man. He's gonna be good. He's gonna take a lot of people by surprise. I am going to absolutely force him through every fight I physically can. And Mino's mentioned this a lot. When I'm on stream, I do some stupid things. When I've got time to just sit there and make something work, I'm gonna make it
You're
work.
lapping it out.
I'm gonna make it work.
You're working.
I'm gonna fail a whole lot of times, but I'm gonna make it work. So Zidane, don't sleep on him. Don't listen to Mino. Do listen to Goose. I do listen to Mino also sometimes. But anyway, Zoey, did you get into who you're going to green specifically?
Yeah, I said Ace, and then
Yeah.
I'm like a 50-50 on Ishtola, and I don't think I have Bart's BT. I don't love his kit. I find him kind of boring to play, so I'm probably not gonna touch Bart's that much, but I guess I get him for the challenge quest. I'll have Ace for that. It doesn't even really matter. But yeah, I think I've gotten my use out of Bart's. I like Luxact him, so I'm content with not really touching him.
Yeah, and an interesting thing about this era is that a lot of units are going to be returning BTs. And so,
Yeah, so-
are you going to green those? You know what I mean? Like Zidane, you're going to have to pull his BT. You're going to have to ingot it, all that. Bart's, when he comes, a lot of people who like Bart's already have his BT. And so, it's a, I
think
think,
an even easier choice, especially
Yeah.
considering that Bart's is like, if we're talking just pure objectively, like I think Bart's will carry the most people with the least amount of effort required.
oh yeah.
That doesn't make him the best for everybody. It's still like I would probably find Bart's boring to play after a while, but some people go for pure power, so they'll be running the classic Lufenia plus stomp team, and like Ace and Ishtola, they kind of like, I think Zidane is probably the one you'll have to work the most for to get the value out of him, but I think that all 4 of the October BT pluses are not bad choices, so yep, just choose what you want.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to green Zidane as soon as I can. I don't have Ishtola BT, so I'm going to skip her. I have her LD, but whatever. Ace, I am going to skip, unfortunately. I just played Type 0, and I did kind of enjoy it, I'm not going to lie, but it was just, I don't know. He wasn't really the protagonist of the I have a fucking Jack call. Damn it.
You might want to put that one on.
Ace wasn't really a protagonist. I'm not really interested in his kit. But Bart's, I already have Bart's. So my second green is going to be Bart's, just because I already have his BT. I'll have time to get some ingots back built up after basically going into bankruptcy for Zidane.
Yeah, looks like we'll hit all 4 greens between the 3 of us. That's cool.
Oh, we'll all have a little input and insight into what they do and what they don't do.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm both nervous and excited about Bart's because the last time he was around with his burst, I ended up not using him a whole lot because I saw him everywhere and was like, oh well, everyone else is using him. I don't really want to. And then like I looked back on a couple months later. I was like, I barely touched this character. Damn it! I got his burst. I was so excited to use him, and I just didn't touch him. And so I want to be a bit more conscientious. I'm probably just gonna try to stomp more content in Lufenia Plus because there are gonna be more characters I want to use, and screw other people. Sid Raines. I'm gonna pull for Sid Raines. He does cool air combo kick. That looks awesome. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
Air
exactly.
combo.
Sid Raines is fucking baller. He's like, that's such a cool mechanic they gave him. I think like the hype behind his like character reveal was part of the reason why he became such like a lasting character for somebody who's probably not very popular. I would guess just because he's a villain. Like 13 isn't the most popular of the games, and he's not even like the main villain of the series. He's like to my knowledge, mostly shows up in the first one. So Yeah, he's
Yeah,
cool.
Sid Reigns. It seems to me like that was kind of like I don't know what was going on in JP at the time, but he appears to be potentially the most broken character in the history of the game, and he doesn't even have that big of a following outside of the game. I don't know if they just really were like, all right, we got to do something crazy. Everybody's gonna have to pull on, but there's some fights coming up as a trusted JP source. Where Sid Reigns, Bart's, BT Plus, and Aphmau are free, and everyone else is really tough. You can get through them, of course. There's no doom saying here, no doom posting, but you can get through them. But Sid Reigns, his own event comes to mind. Obviously, Bart's isn't there yet, but some of these fights are going to be free with Sid Reigns and Aphmau, and without them, they're going to be really, really tough. So I don't know why Sid Reigns got the respect he did. I'm going to let this guy move anyway. But he got a lot of respect.
Yeah, I mean, like, difficulty kind of creates hype. So coming during the start of an era that Reigns is going to, like, be sort of became the flagship character for talking about, like, the busted carry units. So I think people latched onto him for that, and he's got the funny air stuff, and just like having one team clear content so consistently will stick in the minds of people, which is part of why Aphmau Bart's Reigns was so hyped as I don't know if you guys remember the struggle tweet about Setzer being the Lufenia killer. I think those three are the actual Lufenia killers, but yeah, it's just like there's not really like there's been some really like kind of OP characters that have unique mechanics similar to Reigns, but because I think I was talking to BC about this in the TCC server, like because the difficulty isn't there right now, broken characters like Layla or Zack or Locke, who have like really insane trivializing mechanics, are not going to get the same levels of hype that Reigns would because the content doesn't require them to the level that Reigns was so good for his event and all the events after, basically, even though they tried to stop him and they never really did, because he also has Asuna and boss dispelling for God knows what reason compared to all the other stuff he does. So yeah.
Yeah, Sid Reigns.
I think it was kind of like a perfect storm of hype for him. I think like from what I can tell, Lightning got a lot of hype too. I wasn't around for that, but he feels kind of like I feel so unqualified making this comparison because I wasn't around for it. But I think he might be the Lightning of Lufenia Plus. You guys might want to fact check me on that. I don't know how hyped she was.
Lightning was very much hyped, and I think it could be comparable. That it's weird because Lufenia Plus has this drop off that's going to happen. The garbage time they're talking about in JP, where like everything it becomes kind of anything goes. Hello, Chris. I see you in the chat there. Howdy, sir.
Chris.
With Reigns, it's and with Lightning, it was another interesting idea because the comparison is really good because something Mino loves to bring up, and I think is completely true, is folks forget how incredibly restrictive the Lightning LDBT Lufenia was because everybody pulled Lightning and everybody stomped it flat with Lightning. I remember I was still relatively new and I was like, I want to try a non-Lightning run after pulling Lightning. So I tried bringing like Arden and Raijin or something like that, and I got smushed. It was not fun. It was not easy. And I think Reigns is going to be a similar case where after his event, you're not going to necessarily need him to clear content, but he's going to make his event real easier than it would have without him, and he's going to remain a strong character for kind of carrying you through content going forward.
More than a strong character, he's incredible. Let's not like mince words here.
Yeah, well, it's strong for carrying you through content is what I was saying.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And so that's why I'm going for him, because I think there's something to be said for sometimes a character is just really, really good. And yes, if you are strapped for resources or you really hate the character, Edward, You can skip that character and you'll survive. I mean, the game is designed so that you don't need one character to get through content. But I think there's still some good ones that I think he's a good example of one where it's like, yes, he may be overhyped, but he's also going to get you through a very upsetting fight and then will be useful after that. It's not like this niche corner case where after you use him for the one fight designed for him, he's going to stop being useful. Which I kind of somewhat nervously feel is going to be the case with Xdeath for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think Xdeath is going to need like dedicated battery/brave gain up players to really make the most of him in Lufenia Plus, but he does have some things like people talk about how much the reductions like kill him, but he does have a lot of parts of his kit that surprisingly aren't super affected by those things because the poisons are attack based entirely to my knowledge, and his debuffs and his attack down, and he's still going to be eating through shields and stuff, which comes to play in Guy Lost chapter. He was a very popular friend unit choice, and I'm sure there's main party runs of him too for that fight. So, yeah, you're going to see him, I think.
Yeah, no, I not to, but I mean, what I meant by bring up Xdeath is I think comparatively, people are going to have a much easier time using Reigns in further fights beyond the one that was designed to showcase him, and are going to carry him as far as they want to with him because he's going to fit a lot of content. Basically, anything that isn't launch immune, and even then he can be made to work. Whereas they're more specialized characters who, like, you want them because the people who keep using them do it because they like the character, not because they are trying to ride a character for resource purposes.
Right.
We are in
the middle of a Lufenia. When this Lufenia first came out,
what is going on here?
Let's get down to business real quick before we move on with discussion. I beat this with this exact team the first day or the next day it came out in like 20-something turns. I've not been paying attention, and apparently they dispel all your buffs.
They have the Maelstrom attack.
I never saw it.
Bravery
I never
saw
it. And then when I
you've been doing
when I did my good run, but my fun run, I did Agrius
for content.
Agrius, Garland, and Queen with Lulu Call. And so I've never seen what they do, and so we've not been paying attention, and we're now in a fight for our lives with the literal most overpowered team you can bring this fight.
Well, you might want to get a little party heal with some cheer in there. It might be a good start.
Leafblade says report me for throwing.
Yeah, it'll be the day will come when you can report other players in a single player game for throwing.
I'm not throwing. This is all real. I'm just struggling. I just don't pay attention, and then I get myself in these situations.
Okay, so
it's not for content.
So you're gonna have to I think you want Una.
You're probably gonna burst with Una, but I need to get Core. Apparently, Core lost all of his buffs at some point.
Core looks like he's missing one buff because he has 2 frames. He has the EX one and the skill one, whatever it's called. I haven't used Core in so long.
RVK said downvoted and reported for not using Freya friend. No, RVK, your channel points went to me changing my personal Freya friend to Freya.
He knows. He's pulling your leg.
So I think we're gonna get Core on Una. We're gonna burst. Keep on.
Well, wait for their What you're gonna want to do is you want to let them go a little bit because you want to let the orb tick some. Then you're gonna burst. Then you're gonna summon, and then hopefully you'll be able to kill them.
Yeah, I mean this team can melt them. I didn't put on the Jack call. Didn't put on the Gabrath call.
You only have 1 turn of your Jack call, so you better make this count, buddy.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus, I step away to take a piss for like 5 seconds, and what's going on here?
I wasn't paying attention, and he put himself in a pretty fucking bad situation.
I wasn't paying attention, and so I got all my buffs wiped multiple times. I let the Jack call get to 1 on A, who's about to go, and and the Jack call on B is at 2. So we're
Can you use your AAs to stall a little bit and get like a break so you can get some Titus turns and stuff and push him back?
I think that we can burst the whole last 50% down. I really do. Between Core,
I don't think that will be a problem. And you still got a
Shadowheart has the right of this. This was all due to over excessive hydration at the start of this stream.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, this is
suffering from
really
water
y'all's fault.
poisoning.
Y'all got me
It's
all.
gone straight to his brain.
Yeah, you guys got me all freaked out. And, I used both
Over
my AAs, and they're not. They're still not, A still hasn't regained his brave. Maybe we'll get his brave back after this. Mino wants another hydrate. Christ alive. I think we'll be able to. I think we'll be able to escape this.
Yeah, we should have got Palom. Palom would have been the carry here. Unfortunately.
Who said that? Who said that? I want him muted. Who said it?
Cross.
Cross. You're on my shit list now after today. Cross said that his favorite host is Zoey. Understandable.
As usual, I'm
That's
the clear fan favorite.
Which is fine. Yeah, we're fine with that. But then he went another step. Bart, what were you gonna say?
In fairness, Zoey's also my favorite host.
Right. Well, that's all fine. But then he went another step. I can accept Zoey being the favorite. He went another step further and said that Blart is his second favorite. Which, if you're keeping track, that puts me in dead last. I will say, Cross, I'm upset right now, but Cross is a great member of the community. He's got a good YouTube. He's doing, I think, weekly streams as well.
Tuesdays, the Historia Correct stream. I went to one of them. It was fun.
Very nice. I'm upset with you, but Cross is a great member of the community. We love Cross here. Maybe one day you will wake up to reality and put me at least a second. The orbs have returned. We're at 10 and 9. We do have Ifrit Summon and a Burst. I am almost of the school of thought where I want to burst with Tidus, and here's why.
You want to push him back a little bit?
Yeah, I think if we burst
I don't
with
know
Tidus,
if that's worth it.
but his follow-ups get the orb down to like 4, and then try to just
I
burn
feel
him
like
down.
the damage potential is still going to be higher with Yuna because Tidus can ride it the whole way.
Okay, you're right. We'll go with Yuna.
So let it tick a couple turns, and then I guess get your burst ready. You're probably the awkward thing is now that you're going to be coming up on the.
I got a Tifa friend.
The shields.
I got a Tifa friend to deal with it.
Yeah, the Tifa will be great for dealing with the shields. That's what you should do. So.
Lost another burst on another buff on Tidus.
Does Core's buff go down in burst phases? Because I don't know if I've ever ran Core with a burst character.
No,
I run him with fucking EX plus Aphmau most of the time.
No, his buff stays wherever
That's
is.
good.
So he
that makes sense. It's coded like sevens, or it's supposed to be coded like sevens attack. That's good.
Yeah, it's just to make Core even more broken, which is good. Because right now we really need this broken team because we have backed ourselves into a horrible corner.
Yeah, just get the eject shot on A, and then you can go into your burst with Yuna, and you should
what
be
buff
good
is
to
he
go from
missing?
there.
My brave attack is blue. Spear's Blessing, Winning Spirits at 1.
I don't have Tidus. I don't know.
I'm gonna buff extend so I don't lose Winning Spirit, or maybe I just LD at this point because.
What are you saving your LDs for?
Yeah.
Oh, you only have one left.
Well, you've used 2 of them. Yeah, no, save the LDs for the burst, but you can use. You have 3 AAs left. Take advantage of those AAs.
And you got the eject shot coming up next turn. Please
Some
click
girl
A.
is
Don't
actually in
click
chat
the LD.
telling us how to run Tidus. She's the one who taught us how to run Tidus in the first place. So shout out some girl, our brave mod.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, well, not you, but she taught me how to run Tidus.
Got it.
When I was actually paying attention. 47% on each. We got 8 and 7 on the. Don't respond to it. Don't respond to it. Hey, no.
Chat.
Just listen. Don't respond to it. You let them. It's like a child when they throw a fit. You just let them throw a fit, and you just ignore it, and they'll calm down. I can't let A move again. Is my problem.
Yeah. So.
I can't let A move at all because I don't want to lose that
do another AA. You don't need all of them.
Also keep in mind he's about to eject shot and push him back, which will be helpful.
Right? Whoa. Cross, who's my enemy tonight, has just. I hope that this is not a troll job, but Cross has just said in chat By the way, guys, they just tweeted that we will be getting a BT ingot so we can 3-3 someone the day Pandemonium comes out.
Oh, well, that's
That's
cool.
huge.
Good news there.
See,
No,
we just
no,
we
that's
literally had
huge.
to wait and see like 4 hours. Oh my god, people are so
That's
stupid.
actually huge. Hold on, that's actually so big. I'm gonna pull that up real quick to make sure Cross isn't trolling me. I was
It looks real. I see Trade Day posted something that looks very official, and it shows that they have a bursting. It's got like an ace sticker on it.
Oh, that is phenomenal news. I don't see it yet. I've got to see it from my own eyes. Okay. So we already met the goal, and they said 1 book of Ruins Miracles, 1 Ruins Ultimate Ingot will be sent on September 30th. Oh, they knew that I was having a panic. I was in a panic about not being able to.
You did this single-handedly.
Single-handedly.
Your depressive state just.
Yep.
The Squex ninjas were following you. They saw how fucked up you were, and they just went straight to HQ and
They said,
got
you know what?
that done.
This guy cares a lot. He's bringing the hype. He's bringing the energy. He's going all out for Zidane. Let's get him a green Zidane. And there was a meeting somewhere in a boardroom, and there was a vote taken, and we did it. We did it, guys. We fixed greens on the first day.
I gotta say, this is honestly probably the most impressive single contribution a player has made since that one guy was able to get the Star Wars credits removed.
We're not going to go into the specifics, but yes, there was a single player who somehow raised enough of a fuss that the Star Wars credits at the beginning of the fights were removed. I'm going to burst now and just hope for the best because I still have Tifa.
That's the plan.
For the 29% shields.
Maybe. Actually, no. Don't cheer first. You can just fucking kill them. You can save the orb.
Smash their asses. That's big. That's big. We get a green day 1. Ishtola fans are happy. Zidane fans are happy. Shout out Nidre. What's his website?
FFOO tip.
FFOOtip.com. Great resource for planning. Great resource for scheduling. Nidre said something today that really made me feel better. He said, they're not going to...
Don't click reacts. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What'd I do?
Oh, don't click reacts. Just click energy ray. I think it's stronger. Yep, too late. Stream delay is a bitch.
It's too late. They're not going to give us a new mechanic, BT Plus, and not allow us to BT to fully green somebody the first... I got a Brave on the last one.
Oh, it's not stronger. You're doing, like, no Brave down. I guess this team doesn't have very much auras.
Magic card.
Sonic Wings.
And now I got Sonic Wings here.
Wait.
A can't.
You didn't have... You're a liar! You didn't have core on her! You're a total fraud!
Oh, this is a nightmare. This is an actual nightmare. This is a trash fire covered in... This is a trash fire covered in spiky strips. We just lost... Oh my god, and her finisher's doing 31k per. Yikes. We still may be able to save it. No, 37, 37, 6, 5. No, this is over. This is dead.
I don't know.
You've got to summon still, so the orb will go back up to like 20. Actually, the shields are coming pretty soon.
Yeah, we need to summon now to get the orb in control. Nah, there's no way. There's no way.
This is real tough. I don't know what you did. I was engaging with the chat. I was entertaining our audience. I had no part of this.
Yeah, this is an F in chat. But I feel better overall knowing that I can green Zidane day 1. We're gonna just take this L and move on because I can't do it right now. I want to talk.
Are you even gonna try and finish it? You should try at least.
You think we can finish it?
We've come back from worse deficits. I feel.
Come on, no, don't give up. Don't give up.
Well, I'm not gonna click any buttons until I'm done with this spiel.
Okay.
So Zidane's Wednesday, as you know, diehard Zidane fan. Hopefully Zoey can join. If not, it'll just be me. We've got a Zidane cosplay ready and rolling. It's not a cosplay you're thinking of. It's just it's fun. It's gonna be a fun time. We'll be playing Final Fantasy music until we get kicked off of Final Fantasy 9 music, until we get kicked off of Twitch. I'm going to be, I'm sure most people know this, I'm going to be day one BT pitying. Mino, it's on Wednesday, not Thursday. You absolute fool. I'm going to be day one pitying Zidon's BT. Yes, I am pulling on Reigns. Yes, it's not smart. I want to let everybody know before we go live on Wednesday. Don't do this unless Zidon's your diehard favorite. You never chase a BT until you can't, until you have no choice. But I got to get it. I got to have it. So we'll BT pity. I've got the gems. Worst case scenario.
Christ almighty, I can't believe you're still doing this.
I have to do it. I have to do it because I'll tell you why. Because they just guaranteed we can green him on day one. Worst case scenario, we get to LD pity, and we don't have the LD.
Do you have tokens if that happens, or no?
I'm not tokening because I'll feel worse if I spend 50 BT tokens on Zidon and then get a Zidon BT on Reigns than I would if I just pity it and then find another extra.
Yeah.
Gems come and go.
You're wasting resources either way.
Yeah, gems come and go, but 50 BT tokens. I don't have the big Mog Pass. I have the small Mog Pass.
Too.
So
Kill you there.
BT tokens are tough to come by. But it'll be a fun time. We'll hang out. We're definitely going to get Zidon BT. Mathematically, it could go horribly wrong, but we'll still end up.
You're setting yourself up for failure so hard.
Which is fine. I mean, it could go horribly wrong, but if it does go horribly wrong, I'm still going to end up with a green Zidon night one.
Just keep in mind that I will be lording my gem count over you for the next year or so.
I mean, like, Blart is probably going to build an insurmountable lead, right? Because I am, like, self-professionally. Oh my god, I don't even. I've been messing up so many words today. I'm gonna skip that one. I totally forgot the word I was trying to use. Self-proclaimed. There it is. Self-proclaimed. I'm gonna be going broke during Lufenia Plus, so that is gonna happen because I have a lot of characters I want in October. So Raw is going to be spending 200k gems on Zidon. I'm going to be spending 200k gems throughout the cycle and like through the rest of the month.
I mean, you may be the most popular, and Raw is the only one with an actual face as far as we can tell. But I will be the richest, and at the end of the day, in this capitalist system, that is what matters.
That's truly what matters. You have all the power.
But you don't know. Let me weave you a story. Night one, we get set up. I've got my Zidon cosplay on. We're playing Not Alone. You're Not Alone. Over and over. As loud as it goes. Everyone's having a good time. Stream goes live. First pull. Free pull. LDBT Zidon. Then what?
I mean, I will say that more or less, that was kind of my experience. My experience with Bart.
Trey Day.
Hello, Trey Day.
You guys follow Trey Day on Twitch. We love Trey Day, friend of the show.
Yeah, Trey Day's awesome.
Good guy. But what were you saying? You did that with Bart?
No, I mean, not exactly with the free poll. I got both a burst and LD on a 10 ticket poll, and it was a pretty great poll. It wasn't the first one. Like, it's not going to be exactly the fortune you're going to be having. But what I'm trying to say is, I put a lot of kind of good mojo out to get that Bart's BT, and it paid off. And I think you've been putting in mojo since like what? 2006. I think you've been planning for this since 2006. So I feel like, karmically speaking, you have the reserves.
Yeah, I didn't want to put this out into the ether, but I'll do it now. The first EX that I pitied, after they introduced the pity system, thank God, the first EX I pitied was indeed Zidon's EX. So.
I can't even imagine playing this game without pity system. Oh my god, that sounds terrifying.
A nightmare. I don't know if Mino's with us
also,
anymore. Mino,
you have to hydrate a little bit. You got 3 more.
Oh, you gotta hydrate.
We got 3. All right, these are for Deathly XX. I'm gonna hydrate 3 times for you. But Mino had a nightmare before pity was around. I don't know if he wants to go into it, but he spent, I think, 215k gems. This was an early time in the game.
Jesus Christ, for one weapon?
Listen, chasing Tidus's EX. Never showed up. Just kept pulling. Eventually, finally gave up. didn't get it. So that's what life was like for us before the pity system was invented or was introduced.
That was a relatively tame story from some of the ones I've heard, but I think we
Oh
can
my
all agree.
gosh,
Pity system, good
that's
times.
that's so funny. Apparently, Josh dropped 90K for Kefka's 35. That's crazy.
Oh no, Bishop, how you doing? Thanks for joining us, man.
All these horror stories coming out of the woodworks. I love it.
All right, we got to get through this before the show ends. But I also need to step away for one moment. Blart and Zoey, if you guys could try to theory craft any way out of this, we have the most powerful team. I didn't pay attention at all. We got all our buffs wiped. We got just really bad stuff happened. It's my fault. So if you guys could theory craft a way out of this, we have one LD left on Titus. We have a burst for no Eunice burst. Oh fuck yeah, we're definitely dead.
Raw. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why
dead.
you didn't just use.
Yeah.
I don't know why you didn't just use Deuce like I did. Deuce made this so easy.
Well, I did it with this team in like 20 turns when I was free and just laying on my couch, paying sole attention to this. And then I did a fun run. So you guys think about this. I've got to step away for about a minute.
Yeah, you were extremely hydrated, so you should go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Blart, let's Gary what's his name? Kasparov? Is that the chess guy? Kasparov is a chess master, isn't he?
I was that's the direction I was going to go with Cyrano de Bergerac.
No idea. You totally lost me. Okay.
I
don't know why I went for a chess reference. I haven't played chess since like 6th grade.
I thought you were the one who reads books. Anyway, let's
read books.
We're not going to well, apparently. Okay, so this is an absurd situation that I haven't been paying attention to at all, but it is.
No, I haven't been watching him play either. I just like he told me he was doing terribly, and I'm like, it can't be going that bad. You're bringing Yuna and Titus, and I'm like, okay, it is going that bad.
It's pretty outstanding. Honestly, I'm impressed. I feel like
it's really impressive that he got the Jack call to 1. The enemy that's about to go. Okay, so HP damage shields are coming up. That's what we need Tifa Friend for. So. Here's the issue. We're going to be running into orb and shield problems at the same time. So let's see. So A is also about to act. Does Core have LDs left is the question. Core isn't even buffed though. Oh my god. So bad.
I'm kind of feeling like Core is the one who's going to need to swap out in some capacity. I'm kind of thinking.
I don't know if we have time to set Core up and everything.
Set Core up? But no, I'm kind of thinking we swap Core out for Tifa right now.
Yeah, that's what. No, I mean, like, I don't think we have time to set Core properly up to like do enough damage to make this worthwhile.
Yeah.
So if we get Core in, we do a battle cry with Tifa, and then we summon a Meteor Crusher.
That's pretty much how I'm envisioning this going.
I don't see any other possible route. I mean, like, I think we'll still lose, but that seems like the play.
Okay, are we dead? Are we dead? Is there? I mean,
we don't know, but we have a play.
I think we're gonna be, but you know.
Swap Core for Tifa, go for a battle cry, and then summon.
Okay, is that the goal?
Worst case, you wipe.
Yeah, we'll be.
I mean, like,
we'll be alright. We had a lot of good conversation. I'll take a Lufenia ultimate metazine wipe for the good discussions we had. Okay.
I wonder if we
that's what we'll call
battle cry twice and try and get those shields up as fast as possible.
We want to break them while Tifa's
let's see how much this does. You got to do it once at least. So let's do that first.
Lordy.
Not good.
Yeah, I think we just summon and go for it.
We'll be alright. If we die, we die.
Doubt.
Honestly, what better way to end the Lufenia era? I mean,
than by a complete fuck up of a run.
Especially with a super overpowered team. Let's wipe on a Lufenia, guys. I mean,
I appreciate the positivity you're bringing into this situation.
It's our last chance to wipe on Lufenia.
Reinforcement, baby. Positive reinforcement.
Cross said this is worse than Palom, and I have to disagree.
I don't know. The Palom was real bad. Tifa did do a ton of damage there, but their shields are up now, so we're gonna have to choose. Okay, so we're gonna energy rain with Titus because we need Tifa to take the turns fast.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus one of the shields with Tifa.
Oof. I don't think there's any
And
way
then
after
we're
this,
gonna
guys.
try and get an orb
Just
proc.
you gotta
Okay, so
believe.
energy
Press that
rain?
energy rain.
Energy rain?
Okay. I do want to comment on Cross. This is not as bad as Palom. The blue Palom, we'll call that the blue Palom.
The fucking shields are tanky. Okay, use your LD with Yuna. Let me see. Is she gonna jump? Is the question. Hold it. Check if Yuna jumps on her LD or not.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't think there's any way we kill them within the orb.
Tell you what. We'll spend more time. We can discuss it and dissect whether or not it would have worked after you've wiped.
Let's give it our best shot here.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe.
Okay, so what we're gonna do
see
is
it. 8 and 7, and it's not gonna go up. There's no way that Tifa.
go for a raw meteor crusher here. I think that's gonna break A's shield.
Not a beat rut, not a battle cry into.
So what I'm thinking is we need to get that orb tech, and actually I guess you can battle cry first for this one.
Because she's not gonna get 2 turns in summon.
Yeah,
she's not gonna get it either way.
Yeah, go for it.
The speed was.
Yeah, we're dead. We're dead.
Yeah, we're
Well,
probably
it's up.
dead, but we'll see. So Meteor Crusher is gonna get an orb tick here, and then we can potentially get one with Tidus LD. So that's our plan. Oh, but she doesn't get the batteries off of her. Yeah. Okay, we're
Yeah, we're dead. We're dead.
Goodbye.
We're dead. Hey.
What 17? Ah, that's so shitty.
That is shitty.
Listen,
Hey.
Cross, we were given an unwinnable situation here.
No, this is all on them. Let's be very clear. I was the one playing the game really poorly.
Well, we got one orb pick from Tidus, so
Yeah, now
that's
we
our
just
window.
Now we just gotta finish them in 8
Now we
turns.
just have like 500k HP shield and like 30% of their health with like 10
Jesus
turns.
Christ.
With 12
We got it,
11
we got it,
turns.
we got it.
This is no problem, honestly. I have to be honest with you. I didn't see which one broke. A is broken and B still has like an entire shield, right?
It does. It has like 500k of a shield or 600, something like that.
Oh, we're dead. There's
No, we're totally fucked.
No, there's no way to get through the shield. This is your guys' fault. Here's why. 318k.
Tell us. Please tell us.
I was providing an essential community service of hot takes and energy, not really paying attention to the fight, and then you guys had the chance to save the fight with some theory crafting, and you couldn't. So, who's really?
I think you're giving up too fast.
I really don't think it matters at this point. I don't think it matters who he slash comboed.
Cross 13 Raw, what the fuck happened to your skills? I never had them. I can make anything work if I sit in a quiet area and just
in a contained like laboratory, like
and
surrounded by scientists who are monitoring him.
Then I absolutely can do it. Anything easily. But when I get giggy, what are words? When I get giddy, that's the word I was looking for. When I get giddy, I don't care about losing to a Lufenia orb. Who cares? You know what I mean? Lufenia's dead. I already beat these guys twice. We're moving on.
All right. Well, it's been fun, Lufenia. You could say this is a good goodbye.
Yeah, let's put it this way. Has Lufenia beaten me? Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, you gotta let yourself get wiped by the orb, though.
Yeah, just as a goodbye to Lufenia. Has it beaten me sometimes? Yeah, there's been some times that it beat me, but I've beaten it every time, one way or the other. So we'll let Lufenia get the last laugh here, and then Lufenia Plus will start on Wednesday, and we won't wipe ever again. Does that sound right? We'll never wipe.
Yes, I'm sure, Raw. You don't need to worry about wiping in Lufenia Plus. That isn't going to be an issue.
Lufenia Plus on stream is going to be so fun. I can't wait.
Here we go, guys. We're gonna let them kill us. Rest in peace, Lufenia.
feels vaguely like a sort of a ritual almost.
Yeah, we're
Ascending of the soul, if you will.
yeah we're. It's like burning a picture of
Where
your
did your
ex.
Aldi's go with core? I would have thought you had all of them left and they're gone.
Who knows? At some point, look. Okay, we're moving on, guys. Rest in peace to Lufenia. I'm just gonna let him kill me.
Do it. Spam those AAs. Get that
It's
white.
gonna be fun moving into a new uh, content. I gotta kind of admit it's really just a name change, right? The orbs they're still just the same orbs, right? It's just orbs and I guess the brave.
Oh, that purple fire looks very painful. I mean, things change just get completely incinerated. Welcome to Lufenia Plus, bitch.
Welcome to Lufenia Plus, bitch. Yeah. Uh, they got the best of us on the last time, but from Chaos to Lufenia, we got a big jump. You got Lufenia orbs. You got, you know,
Yeah, I
difficulty
mean, it's
spike.
like you just think about it like Lufenia 1.5, basically, or 2.0, or whatever you want to call it. It's like it's the same thing but harder. So for a while, and then it gets easier.
Yeah, hopefully the next time they add a new mechanic, like, but not orbs.
I don't know. I kind of
Experiment with that. The 6-man events was a big change. They've like experimenting with non-lethal orbs and stuff. So they're trying to be creative to mixed results until like very recently. I think they've sort of started stepping up their game a little bit in terms of boss design. So they're probably going to like focus on adding a new wrench to the difficulty and keep the orbs. So that's probably, yeah, I agree, Mina. They'll probably keep them going forward.
I kind of like the orbs. I've always felt that they add another layer of consideration you have to
Yeah, I mean,
put
like,
in, and it
look
it
at
it balances the game a little bit in a way with the whole like turn stealing sort of thing. So I've enjoyed the dynamic that it's created.
at their core, they just make you engage with more of your roster for orb coverage. So I think that's a good thing, personally.
I mean, I know Raw Life and the Orb have had a troubled history, but I think it's made him stronger as a person overall.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep your head on a swivel. You gotta think about all these different mechanics, and then you throw the orb in there. Where do they go from here? Right now we're in garbage time in JP apparently, um, but what do you do with the next step? Do you add a whole nother mechanic that you have to keep in mind? Because Lufenia was nice to add conditions to uh, the fight where you have to check a certain team comp off or a certain role in your team comp off in every single fight. That was nice, but what do they do now? Do they introduce a second mechanic that you have to introduce into your team comp? Because that
I
that
mean,
that brings you
yes.
to one that brings you to one fun unit. You have to have two mechanic, mechanic checkers. I
I
don't know.
So
think
I can.
well,
Cross,
I think
just to answer Cross real quickly, we thought about doing that, and then we thought it'd be toxic, so we didn't put that one in. So sorry, buddy.
He would probably time out me. Uh,
Time out the streamer. Nice.
Bar, what were you gonna say?
oh I think Mino kind of had a hit upon the same idea I had in a sense. Mino said that the next difficulty uh, post JP timeline would be something like 6 men. I think basically boss rush and 6 men for me kind of represent the new paradigms for difficulty in that it's forcing you to keep track of more than one fight in terms of the mechanics and like it's one thing basically what the game asks you to do is keep track of a bunch of stuff. It's an information tracker. That's what where the difficulty comes in. You're kind of keeping in mind the different thresholds, the different skill uses, yada yada yada. And so by adding more bosses, either through boss rush format or through the 6 man, where like there are different modes and you have to bring in different pieces to counter it, like I think where the game will be going once we kind of outgrow the standard format of 3 units versus 1/1 to 3 bosses.
Yeah. I think that we're tapped for the week, man. I don't know if we have anything else to go over. Obviously, Wednesday we are going to have a Zidane blowout party. We're going to pity him on stream. Knock on wood. Hopefully not pity LD and BT, but we're going to get him. We're going to green him. We're going to have a great time. Zoey may be able to join me. I think Bart's wrapped up with touching grass on Wednesday. But anything else? Blart? Any closing thoughts?
I plan on using XDeath and Lufenia Plus. Anyone else who's with me, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make XDeath great.
All three of you guys.
Yes, as in we really overloaded the chug of beer. It looks like everybody was making raw hydrate because he set that one to 100 points instead of like the 3,000 or like 2,000 or whatever it should be. So we really can't have raw drunk all the time. Some of the time, sure, but not all the time. But sorry, what was the question? I got kind of caught up in that. Just closing thoughts, or
closing thoughts.
Deuce Army, where are you at? I'm ready to bring her to Lufenia Plus. My girl is gonna get some clears. I promise. Hold me to it. I think I'll have the tools especially once Ace releases, to carry her. So that'll be fun. Yeah. What else? I'm excited for my first era change of the game. It feels kind of like I'm graduating from baby DFFOO fandom. I don't know.
You are. You were a noob, and now you're a hardened vet. And you're
okay, let's not go that far. I am an average player. I don't know.
But you're a hardened vet, and you're moving into a new era. So it's exciting. Join us Wednesday night. At least me. Hopefully, we will get out of there without too much damage to the gym count. But I am potentially going to use more than half of my gym count just to get Zidane. If you guys are good to go, we're going to raid Living Ichigo. He is a DFFOO streamer who looks like he is fighting the mean XDeath bosses. So thank you guys so much. We will be back Monday. I'll be back Wednesday pulling for Zidane. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate it. Stick around and check him out.
Adios.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okie doke.